Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, we're the Talkers. I'm Chino.
I'm Tricia, and you're watching After Shift, powered by the new channel.
Helping you see the new you. All right, it's our rainy Wednesday, Tricia. Welcome to our 17th episode. It's September 23. We are so excited to bring this show to you. Catch us live every Wednesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. here on the new channel. And we encourage you to place your comments about our topic, anything that you want to share, your insights or thoughts here on the comment section down below. So, Tricia, kamusta?
I'm good, as usual. Busy sa work.
I'm good.
And
as
kanina sobrang
usual.
lakas ng ulan. Right. Tapos sobrang lakas ng ulan kanina. So, I think around 4, 5 p.m. So, it
Yes.
took me an hour and a half to drive home from work to the office. Yun.
Okay.
And actually, well, I was stuck in traffic. I was browsing the internet. Tapos napansin ko, Chino, ang daming mga friends ko yung nagpo-post about their kids actually attending their classes online.
Yes,
Diba ikaw, your
that's right.
niece also started her online schooling na rin ba?
Yes, she did. And it's funny because yun nga, we don't normally get to see her in action because she's always at school, prior to the pandemic. Pero ngayon, we get to see her in action, and she's very, very cute, very participative. Ngayon, alam niya na yung mute function. Alam mo yun? And even if she's on mute, tapos may question yung teacher, parang she will still answer. So you get to hear her voice. It's resonating through the entire house. Tapos another thing, Tricia, that I want to share about that, no, yung Panatang Makabayan pala is iba na. There's a totally, parang medyo shorter, may shorter version na pala niyang Panatang Makabayan. And I remember way back, it was a little bit longer than today. So, ewan ko, hindi ko alam kung aware ka, but yeah, that's that's what I noticed kapag pinapanood ko yung niece ko.
Parang ano pa? Kailan pa ba yun? A few years ago pa ata nila.
I think so, yes.
Yung Panatang
That's right.
Makabayan. Ayun.
Uh-oh.
So yung pamangkin ko naman, I'm not sure kung how she does kasi we have chickens. And I'm sure you noticed this when you call me and then I'm in Fairview, di ba? Naririnig niyo yung mga, mga,
Pakpaka!
namin, fighting cocks. I know.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how she manages her online classes with, the background noise. Tapos, may nakita ako sa Facebook, if you would share it, Chino, no? Natawa ko kasi, may meme sa Facebook, if you can show it for our viewers to see,
Yeah.
na there's a guy na parang it fits the English subject na mas magaling daw siya paglaseng. I think there's a picture
Yeah.
of the guy holding the red horse.
Yeah.
If we can show that
Yeah,
picture
direct.
real
If we
quick.
can show that, please. So, alam mo, Tricia, tawang-tawa.
Ayan.
And you know what? Speaking of this one, Tricia, and going back to my niece, no, whenever she's doing her online schooling here at home, it's funny because when we ask her about who her favorite teachers are, nale-left out lagi yung Filipino teacher.
Oh.
Or nale-left out yung topics or subjects that are related to Tagalog. So my niece kasi, she's not really as well versed with Filipino or with Tagalog. Mas more on English talaga siya. So yun, she's quite having a hard time as of this moment. Pero hoping naman, we're trying to really para teach her even here kahit outside school, no. We're teaching her some Tagalog words, nagko-convert kami, nagka-translate kami from English to Tagalog, ganyan. Right. Pero yan, that's why nung nakita ko tong picture na to, medyo, parang yung niece ko din in a sense, ayaw niya ng Tagalog nga kasi hindi siya masyadong makaintindi.
Right. Actually, parang ako itong meme na to, no? Minsan ganyan yung feeling ko na mas magaling akong mag-English pag lasing. ikaw ba, Chino? Does it, and this also goes to our viewers, no? Kayo ba, what triggers you to speak in English?
Oo nga, no?
Ikaw, Chino?
Okay, itong question ng Tricia, no? I mean, me, naturally naman I talk or I speak in English naman. Pero syempre, you have to adapt to certain situations na kailangan mag-Tagalog ka, ganyan-ganyan. Pag nasa household, minsan, kailangan, if there's no need naman na mag-English, Tagalog na lang. Normally, in the office, there are a lot of times wherein I would really use the English language as my form of communication with my people or with our employees. Kasi business yun parang yung automatic my mindset is, nasa office ako, it's business, so therefore, I have to use English as my form of communication. So, yun. Pero pag nalalasing naman, hindi naman siguro. Hindi naman yata, Tricia. Pero I do agree with you, there are some people out there na parang napapa-English yata, pag medyo tinatamaan ng konti.
Right. If you sa mga viewers natin, if you've seen the Friday episode, medyo tinamaan ako dun, kaya medyo mega-English ako I don't know why. Pero speaking of Chino, as you've mentioned, right naman, sa office, talaga, a medium of communication would be in English. Regardless, siguro, if you're working for a local company or an international company, siguro, even though you speak Tagalog on a regular, or Filipino, on a regular basis, yung mga, what do you call this, yung mga items or your journals or maybe your guides naman are written in English. Speaking
Emails
of Chino,
are sent in English, right? So,
yes, that's one.
Diba?
And speaking of Chino, no, have you seen this video? Share lang natin real quick.
Direct pa-share naman ako nito. So yes,
we don't have the actual video, but yung video of this girl na, she actually teach or she's actually correcting perhaps the manner as to how we pronounce some of the words. Like, I think she was called out for saying the word domestic as domestic. Parang ganun yung
domestic. Based on the screen, yun nga, yung spelling is domestic. And that's how she said it on the video. My take on this one, Tricia, is that, I mean, ito kasi yung problema ngayon nowadays, no? When we talk about the English communication or the English language for that matter, a lot of people are thinking that if you are good in English, that it's actually parang a sukatan of intelligence. that you are intelligent automatically pag magaling ka mag-English. But, the reality is, hindi naman eh. English is just like Filipino. Language lang yan. It's just a means of communication. Kaya lang, the thing with English naman kasi is, it's actually being spoken globally. So that's why, if you travel, for example, and you move from one country to the other, and you're able to speak English, parang siguro it's a connotation of well-traveled ka, or, yun nga, merong parang intelligence that comes into it, that goes with speaking the English language. But my take on it, hindi siya basis or sukatan ng talino. But it's an advantage, I would have to say, right?
Correct.
So, yan. Ikaw, what do you think, Trish?
Ako naman, if English is like a way for you to measure someone's intelligence, actually, there's a theory about that. Let me wear my teaching hat. Sa kasi when I was in college, I took education. So you have multiple intelligences and it was before kasi when we say intelligence, you're talking about one aspect of intelligence, which is, di ba, yung academically speaking. Pero right now kasi, we have multiple intelligences, and one of which is, verbal linguistics, which is when you are good in speaking certain languages. So it has other factors kasi like comprehension, di ba, yung speaking skills mo, yung vocabulary, stuff like that. So I think it's not really a measure of intelligence, but it's a sign that you are an intelligent person. Kasi it takes intelligence talaga to learn a certain language and be proficient in it. Yeah. And also, I think that's a good question that we can ask our guest tonight, Chino.
Yes, very much a good question, di ba? Sukatan nga ba ang talino, or ng talino rather, if you're able to speak English, right? Or meron kang English skills. So, today we have our English skills, di ba? So today we have obviously a very special guest that can share a lot of tips on how we can use English effectively. So it's not just about knowing how to speak English or the actual way of saying or speaking English, but also how you use it or when to use it probably. Di lang to specific to the call center people, but to you as well who's watching right now. So it doesn't matter, regardless of industry, English is going to be something that's really going to be helpful, for you in terms of boosting your career. So this special guest of ours has been in the communications and training field from 2004 to 2018. Tricia, 14 years of experience itong pinag-uusapan natin dito. And this was her field before shifting over to the Human Resources Learning and Development Department. She is currently a Deputy Manager for Learning and Development. Guys, let's all welcome Marti Tiu Gonzalez.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for having me this evening. I'm so excited. Hi, hello Tricia.
Hey, Marti.
Chino, and all the viewers, hello. Yes.
So, Marti, first things first, before we jump into the hot topic of English, what keeps you busy nowadays?
A lot, actually. It's helping my kids at school. It's cooking. It's doing all the mommy stuff. Plus, when I have a little time, I paint. And so that's what I do during my free time. Oh, and I read every now and then.
All right. It clearly shows, right? Narinig nyo naman si Marti, di ba? Very, very nice. Yung accent, the way that she delivers it. Pero going back to that question that me and Tricia was talking about earlier, do you think having good English skills is a measure of intelligence?
I think having good communication skills, specifically with the English language, I think like what you said earlier, Chino, I think it's an advantage. But it does not necessarily make you smarter than anyone, because there are also people who speak fluent Filipino or Tagalog that are also very intelligent. So no, I wouldn't say that you would qualify as someone more intelligent than another human just because you can speak the language, but I totally think it's an advantage. And I think it's a nice perception management.
Right. Tricia, your thoughts about what Marti just said?
Yes, I would agree. Kinakabahan ako, Chino. Baka i-correct ni Martin ano ko, ha? Yung aking English skills.
No,
Wait, hold on.
because there's other people who speak Filipino or Tagalog, and I'm just
Right.
really like wowed with how intelligent they speak, and how they use their words, and how everything is just put together. And so I think
Right.
it's equal with the English language. And so there are people who also speak in English that wow people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are better than that one wow Filipino speaker.
Right.
So I think they're
Right.
equally equivalent.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Marty, speaking of which, have you seen the TikTok video that we were just talking about a while ago?
No, I actually haven't. I haven't seen that.
Later, I'll share it. I'll share the
Okay.
link to you. But I'll just tell you a little bit of a background of what that video is all
Sure,
about.
sure.
So, there was this flight attendant who was actually teaching about how to pronounce words correctly. And there were there was a comment, I think, that was stated there. She mentioned the word domestic, and when she pronounced it, it sounded like domestic, something like that. And people reacted to it. I think it's because, well, her intentions are, well, her intention is good, but the manner, I think, as to how she corrected the person, I think that's where the issue came about, and the controversy came about. Now, in your situation, Marty, how do you correct a friend or maybe a colleague if they mispronounce a word or words in English? Because if you're correcting a trainee, it's very easy, diba, that you can
You're
just
right.
correct.
Right. So for me, it actually also depends on your relationship with whoever it is you're correcting. If I was correcting someone that I was really close with, of course, it could be as casual as, hey, that's not how you pronounce it, you know? So I guess it differs, but this should always be done in private.
Right.
It shouldn't be done where there's an audience or where other people can hear you. Not everybody's open to feedback, and not everyone is wanting to speak perfect English, and so they could care less if they mispronounce words. So I really think it depends on the situation. It depends on the person you're correcting. But what I do know for sure is that it should be done in private.
Right. And that's true, no, because
I actually totally.
Go ahead, Chino, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that I agree with what Marty just said. Wherein not a lot of people is open to feedback, and not a lot of people really care if they pronounce it right or not. And that's the reason as to why, left and right, parang you see a lot of videos, a lot of vlogs, diba? Or anything of that nature. Na parang they don't care. Parang they just say whatever they want to say, and they really don't consider your accent or even pronouncing it right, because they just want to get a certain message out. And
Right.
I think another thing that is also worth mentioning is the fact that a lot of people don't really want to get put on the spot or placed on the spot.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Marty. If you are going to, let's say, give feedback towards a specific someone, you might want to pull that person on the side and provide that feedback there, but not in front of a lot of people. Kasi dyan nagsistart yung dyan nagsistart yung people mock each
Conflict.
other,
Right.
nag-aasaran, di ba? And
Correct.
yeah, you get to see a lot of posts on social media about these things because yun nga, na-place on the spot yung tao, di ba? So I just wanted to say that out loud. Yeah.
And sometimes, diba, you make fun of that person, and then later on, the confidence of that person will be reduced, and sometimes that person will just not talk or speak in English, even though you encourage them. So I agree with what Marty mentioned. Not do it in private, unless you already establish that a comfortable situation that sobrang close kayo, then maybe you can correct that person right away. Parang ako, when minsan kasama ko yung mom ko, sinasabi niya, ay gusto ko yan, yung pizza pie. Ma, hindi yung pizza. Ganon. How about, Gino?
Actually, I think sa mga lolas and lolas, we get to experience or hear these kinds of things.
Right,
Parang
diba?
I remember my late grandma, pag nagtatagalog siya, parang yung spaghetti, the way that she pronounces spaghetti, she pronounces it as spaghetti or is spaghetti. So, and syempre, everybody in the family would laugh whenever, we hear her. Again, rest in peace, grandma. But nakakatuwa lang na, yun nga, again, it's on that generation, on that particular generation. But I agree with you, Tricia. It actually lessens the confidence of people whenever they get mocked in front of a lot of people, and and sadly pagka napopost pa sa social media. And siguro that's probably the reason as to why some people got a little offended with that video, because yun nga parang it's probably not her intention to mock. It's probably the delivery of the message or how she, she would want to convey it. Kasi nga medyo demeaning ng konti. Again, I'm not even so sure if that's the right term for that. But yeah, that's how I put it. So
I think one thing that should also be considered is the purpose. So as someone who wants to correct the person, what is my purpose? Is my purpose because I'm getting annoyed at listening to the mispronunciation, or is my purpose for this person to learn? And so that's also something that you could gauge. What is my purpose? What is my purpose for wanting to correct this person? Do I want this person to learn, or am I just annoyed at all of the mispronunciation? And then I guess that's when you could set the person aside, because like you guys said, it's, correcting a person who is not open to feedback can totally open conflict.
Yes.
Putting it on social media is even worse. And so it's a train of thought you have to think about.
Right. How about a Facebook post naman, Marty? When you see posts from your Facebook friends, and since you do this for a living, no, you train English and you teach people how to properly use the English language, do you become a grammar Nazi if you see some of these posts?
Once upon a time, yes. It used to bother me a lot. I don't know. I think like my eyes just automatically, judge whatever a person has written or has said. But at this day and age, there's so many people who are so well versed with the English language. And we're not expecting everyone to be perfect. And so, no, I don't judge and criticize anymore. As long as I get the message, I get the intent, I'm pretty good with that. I think I'm done with the stage of nitpicking all of the mispronounced words or all of the misspelled or grammatically incorrect phrases.
I have a follow-up question regarding that one, Marty.
Yeah.
Do people still get intimidated whenever you talk to them or whenever they talk to you? Especially, pag English na yung pinag-uusapan, if you're using the English language, do you still get that parang kind of experience sa mga tao, or you get that kind of feedback?
As much as I would love to think no, it's definitely a yes. I don't know sometimes if there's like a hidden, I don't know, something around me saying like I'm gonna attack. But yes, it still happens. Even if I try to smile all throughout, it still happens. I wish no, but the answer is definitely yes.
Yes. All right. I mean, again, I'm not surprised with that particular answer. Kasi nga, another thing siguro that we can also probably talk about is the idea of English being a powerful tool that people use to feel that they're more superior over others. Again, it's a little negative talaga, and I don't personally like it. I don't like the idea of using the English language as a form for you, or as a way for you to really demean people, or to be on top of people in general. And yeah, I mean, I also want to hear your take, guys, on this, no, because it's happening. Yeah, it is happening, and sometimes it's unconsciously happening. If you guys got me on that one. But yun, your take on that, guys.
I think I feel that people sometimes get intimidated if they speak or they talk to someone who is very fluent in the English language and very used to speaking proficiently in the English language. Feeling ko ganun siya. It's I think it's a cultural thing na minsan kasi nga because pinagtatawanan if you try to speak English and then you mispronounce some words. So some people get intimidated about it. How about you, Marty? What do you think?
I agree. I think it's a culture thing. Culturally, not just with the English language, we see someone of a different race and we automatically think they're more superior than we are. So it goes hand in hand with the language. I think it's also because as a culture, this is what we have gotten used to. We have gotten used to movies or advertisements showing how someone who speaks well or someone from a different race may be a little more superior than us. And this is what we show as a culture. And so when people see this, of course, of our race, they kind of get used to that. And that's what gets instilled in their head that, okay, if a person speaks really good English, it probably does make them more superior than us. If someone comes from a different country, it probably makes them more superior than us. So I also think it's a culture. It's a culture thing. That's just how it has been, and so that's what people are getting used to.
Yeah, I remember we were all in one company at some point, right? And
yes.
I remember, diba?
Yes.
I remember we have clients, flying from the US or some part of the world and visit our site, and they would, say hi, hello to people. And I remember like a lot of agents or a lot of employees would scatter, would move away.
Would avoid.
Would avoid simply because of them being a little afraid or intimidated. Yung ayaw nilang matanong sila, they don't want to have that kind of interaction because they don't they're not really as used to the language as expected. So ayun lang, parang naalala ko bigla yan na parang it's people would just disappear out of
right.
all of a sudden, diba?
Right, which is weird. What I've observed when I was working before in the BPO setup is when I speak to customers, I'm so confident talking to them, but when I use English in a conversation, that's when I feel less confident. It's just that when I became a trainer, I guess that's when I developed the skill in being conversational or using English in a conversation. Pero kasi when you were an agent naman, mas confident kang makipag-usap sa customers.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why iniiwasan yung mga clients.
It's more of the face-to-face, yung face-to-face conversation. On the phone kasi, no one is hearing you out but the customer. So you can freely express whatever you want to say to the customer. And at times, I remember pagka side-by-side or a little shy whenever our quality, specialist would listen to us. Kasi nga parang, oy, meron nang nakikinig, someone is listening already, someone might judge us already. And yeah, I agree with you, Tricia. Sobrang confident natin over the phone, pero in front of people, wala. Medyo nalalessen yung confidence. Anywho, let's take a look at some of the comments. I'm sure we have a lot of viewers tonight. Okay, we have a special guest, Marti Tiu Gonzalez. June Ilagan says hello, good evening, after shifters. Hello, good evening to you, June.
Hello, June.
Lucia Bangkayo Montemayor says hi, good evening, Chino and Tricia. Good evening po, madam.
That's my
welcome
mom,
to the show.
Actually.
Oh,
Happy
that's your mom, Tricia.
Hi, Rina.
Hello.
Wait, I see my
Ayan, si
friend.
Rina.
I see my friend. Hi, Rina.
There. Hi, Rina. Welcome to the show, Rina. Ayan, Bong Paredes. Hi, Marty, Chino, and Tricia. Oh, si Bong.
Hi, Bong.
Hello. Ayan, from ePerformax. There. So we'll continue on with a lot more discussions with Marty and our topic for today. But before that, let's pause for some announcements. All right, welcome back to After Shift for the best sports apparel in the country. Okay, please guys, tangkilikin natin Armor On Philippines. Yan, ganda ng Armor On mo Tricia ngayon ha.
Oh, loading.
Oo.
Please wait.
Ako
Timing,
naman
timing.
pink. Pink na pink ako tonight. Pink and floral ako tonight, Tricia. So anyway, guys, again, like I said, for the local or for the best sports apparel in the country, love local. Like I keep on saying, please, okay, buy sa Armor On. Okay, you can find them on Facebook, Armor On Philippines. They have a website as well, armoron.com.ph. They also have Instagram, armor_on. Again, for the best local apparel, sports apparel for that matter, choose Armor On. Be Armor.
Right.
All right. So
Armored.
let's get back. Si Marty. Hi, Marty. Welcome back.
Hi. Thank you.
Okay. So, kanina medyo mainit ng konti yung topic natin, no, about English, communications, and whatnot. But let's keep it a little light naman this time around, okay? Let's play a game. Okay. Are you up for that, Marty?
I am up for it.
Okay, great. So the game is called #this, and the idea is we're going to be flashing some photos that we stalked and grabbed on your social media, and and all you need to do is to provide a hashtag for each of the images. And
Okay.
if you want to briefly talk more about it, that's totally fine. We want to hear more about it too. So, Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so this is your first image.
Hashtag my life.
Oh,
Wow.
hashtag my life.
Yep.
Zion and Ethan. Am I right?
Zion, Ethan, yes, my 9-year-old twin boys, fraternal, so they don't look alike. One looks like me, one looks like their dad. But yes, hashtag my life.
It's so ang cute nila Tricia, no? I mean, you can literally distinguish a Marty and a Paolo, husband
Yes.
ni Marty, no? So whenever I see so who is the one on the red shirt? Again,
That's Zion.
That's Zion. So that's the Marty boy version.
Yes, that is him.
All right. Okay. And Ethan is the Paolo version.
Yes,
Okay.
Ethan.
So my life. All right.
My life.
That's a nice hashtag. Ikaw, Tricia, nasa na ba yung my life mo dyan?
Coming next.
Yeah. Waiting kami dyan sa hashtag my life mo, Tricia.
I have a question for you, Marty, by the way.
Go ahead.
So, as early as now, you've are you already teaching or maybe training your kids to be proficient in the English language?
Yes, but not just in the English language, also with our language as Filipinos. So I always remind them, I don't know, I think it's been the cool thing for kids to not want to learn to speak Filipino. So they're kind of like, no, I don't want to speak Tagalog. I don't want to speak Filipino. And I always remind them, you're Filipino. You have to know how to speak the language.
Right.
And so not just English, both English and Tagalog.
Right.
Now I'm
I
curious,
think-
Marty. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tricia.
No, I think that's a good thing, because I think when parents start teaching English to their kids at an early age, sometimes talaga the Filipino language is being left out.
Right.
It's either nahihirapang magsalita ng Tagalog.
Or they don't want
Or-
to, you know?
That's correct. And my follow-up question to that, Marty, is how do you strike a balance between their English and their Filipino proficiency?
Well, it happens sometimes. It happens sometimes that Ethan would say, you know, oh, I don't want to speak in Filipino. And I always tell him, I'm like, no, Ethan, you have to learn how to speak Filipino because you're Filipino.
Mhm.
I said, English, yes, we all need to know how to speak English, but you're Pinoy, you're a Filipino, you need to know how to speak the language. And it's reminding them, you know, their dad usually speaks in Filipino. And so they get kind of a mix of both. I'm English, he's the Filipino.
God.
So parang it's like a translation back and forth. So mommy is more of
Yes.
English, si hubby naman is more of the Tagalog or the Filipino. So
Right.
that's a good way to learn, you know, if you're a kid, right?
Yeah,
you're getting it directly from your parents. Yeah.
and it's inevitable. They're in the Philippines. They're gonna have to speak Filipino. It's not like they're in the United States or whatever country. You speak Filipino. You're Pinoy. Okay, that's how it is. Period.
Classmates, friends, there are really, people who would talk to them in Tagalog. That's why it is
Yeah.
really, I would say, a personal opinion, necessary for us to really know the Tagalog or the Filipino language.
Right.
And yeah,
Right.
you're right, Martin. We're here in the Philippines, so we should know how to
Yes.
to speak Filipino, diba? So there.
Right.
Alrighty. Thank you for that. This is your next image, Marty.
Hashtag forever.
Hashtag forever.
Yes. So literally forever, ever since I was 18 years old. And
Paula's
counting.
has been the guy. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And this is what I was talking about, Tricia, earlier, when we
Mhm.
were still, nung nasa backstage pa tayo, Marty sports different looks all the time. Like, and ang galing, no? Again, I'm amazed myself whenever Marty would shift from one look to the other. And yeah, Marty, you can carry it. So,
Thank you.
galing lang. Tuwa lang ako.
Wala si Marty sa usapang beauty.
Oo, pwede siguro sa usapang beauty si Marty as well. And by the way, guys, for everyone's information, Marty's husband, Paolo, used to be a colleague of ours also way back. So that's why we also know Paolo as well. So shout out to you, Pao.
Oh, shout out. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that one. So hashtag forever it is. This is your next and last image.
Oh, wait lang. May question pala ako before we move
Sorry.
to the,
Go.
to the next image. Marty, when you argue or sometimes when you have this argument with Paolo, do you still speak in English? And would he respond in Filipino, or he would also
Honestly,
respond in English?
honestly, yes, it's me who speaks in English. I mean, because it's my first language. But don't get me wrong, I know my Filipino. It's just I've gotten used to speaking in English. And so yeah, even when we argue, it's in English. When he argues, sometimes it could be in Filipino or Tagalog or Taglish. So yeah, it varies on the argument. If it's a small argument, a big argument. So yeah.
Okay.
Kasi ako, sometimes I do it as well, no, when I'm in an argument. Sometimes I don't know, parang automatic, I would blurt something in English. I don't know kung innate or kasi there are some people then, like I had this trainer before who teaches business language. What she does is she uses English to get away with things. Like, for example, she was stopped at a red light by two police officers, and then she just starts speaking in English. Sabi niya parang, Mr. Officer, what seems to be the problem? The police officer will just sikuhin na niya yung katabi niya. Sabi niya, English daw, English. And sometimes they just because they don't want to go through the hassle of explaining everything in English, they will just let you go. How about Chino? Have you tried doing that?
Siguro,
Yung totoo.
I guess, hindi, yeah. Siguro, it's also parang innate for me to respond in English parang right away, parang in an instant, no? But obviously, Tagalog pa rin yung alam nating language. Of course, alam din natin yung Filipino. But it's never an intention for me to parang to talk over or again to make that person feel inferior. That's why I would talk or speak in English. Again, it's the intent also. That's another thing that we might want to consider as well. Whenever we use the language, also, it's not for you to feel superior, or it's not for you to be mayabang or mas magaling, or again, like what we talked about earlier, yung more intelligent than others. It's just really innate for me to respond. Pero I also adjust. If let's say the person is talking to me in Filipino, then I don't think there is a reason for me to talk in English anymore or to speak in English.
Right.
Parang let's adapt, or adjust to the person. So ganun yung that's how I go about it.
Okay.
Anywho, sige, napunta na tayo sa ganun. Nandun lang tayo sa hashtag forever earlier, right? Anyway, thank you so much for that one, Marty. Here's another image. Here's your last image, actually.
Right, and I had time to think about it. So the hashtag
Sorry,
for this
na-flash na agad.
is
Yeah.
hashtag passion in action.
Passion in action. Care to talk about that more, Marty?
I've always loved to draw. I doodle a lot. I draw a lot. It's usually of female, of girls. A lot of people would say a lot of the things I draw or I paint look like me. And so some are intentionally meant to look like me, but others are not. But it's what I can envision in my mind, and so they end up looking like me. And so recently, during the pandemic, I decided to turn those doodles and those drawings that are usually done on paper and with a pencil to paint. And so I started to paint. And it's been really fun. And I have a coworker, ex-coworker from ePerforma, because I'm not so sure if you guys remember or if you guys know her. Her name is Maya. Anyways, Maya is a total pro in painting, and so she saw my work and she was like, hey, I want to send you brushes, I want to send you acrylic paint. She started teaching me on what I should be using for the type of paint I want. And so I really appreciated it, because then I felt like someone was supporting me with, this passion that I have now. And so yeah, that's me doing what I love to do most.
Right.
And how many artwork do you do? Let's say in a week, in a month? Is
In
that
a week or
weekly
in a month,
thing for you?
it depends. When I paint, I have to be in the mood. If I'm not in the mood, they're gonna come out ugly. And so I have to be in the mood to paint the pretty girls.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Marty,
Ikaw ba,
I
Tricia,
think-
meron ka bang for art? Di ba we talked about that in one of our episodes wherein you really have this passion for art as well?
I think not really sa painting because I'm not really good with painting things, no. Pero actually wala. Nag-isip ako meron ba? Parang wala. Yun nga yung
I also enjoy pictures, photos, like a lot.
taking photos.
Taking
Right.
photos, yeah. And sometimes I'd get Paolo to take pictures of me at a certain angle because I envision a certain look. And so sometimes he gets annoyed with that because, there's a lot of shots to be taken, but I think he's getting used to it. I like editing photos, taking photos, painting.
Yeah. I think yung pandemic talaga helped us yung get in touch with our creativity and
Yes.
cultivate it kasi
Yes.
diba? Before the pandemic, we're so busy, hindi natin naisip yung mga ganyang bagay. And that's why I've used this photo, Marty, because I didn't know that you actually paint. Nung nakita ko lang sa Facebook page mo, that's when I
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I also thought na parang it's just a hobby or a thing that you just do every now and then. Pero I didn't know that it was something na regular that you really.
So you know what?
paint.
Before, I had office mates, I had classmates who would always have doodles of mine that they still have until now. It could be doodles on their notebook. It could be a letter I gave to them from years ago, and it had some sort of doodle and drawings. And so when I started posting my drawings and my paintings on social media, they'd message me and say, "Oh my God, I remember this," and then they take a photo of whatever it is I doodled back then and gave to them. And so yeah.
So maybe
Interesting.
in the future,
Ganda.
meron ng exhibit si Marty of all her paintings.
I'm not gonna be surprised also.
I
if one
wish.
day. All right. So yeah, again, a lot more stuff that we can learn from Marty and her experience, her life. Very insightful so far. Ako, ang dami ko natututunan, especially with the communication aspect. Ang sarap pag-usapan talaga ng communication in English, of course. But you want to look at some comments, Tricia, really quickly?
Sure.
Let's look at some of the comments. Mag-say hi, hello tayo. Rina again is saying, hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
There you go.
I think that's the comment that we have for now. But
Oh, that's the
we'll
only comment that
still
we
talk-
have?
Right. But we will still talk to Marty about communication. But let's pause for some announcements.
Yeah. Welcome back to After Shift, and we would like to invite you to watch other inspirational shows here on the new channel. Starting it off with The Big Picture, shares inspiring stories of notable personalities, Mondays through Fridays, 7 p.m. HR Hotline introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources management. That's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 1 p.m. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everyone's business at 4 p.m. The Fort Project is about life, business, and success stories live from Dubai, UAE, 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. Philippine time on Saturdays. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see, Thursdays and Saturdays, 5:30 p.m. The world has faced an unprecedented pandemic. Time to hear positive stories or testimonies straight from those who recovered from the disease. COVID Stories Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by tuning into U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. By the way, shout out to Carmine Ortega. The Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning a property, Mondays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Laugh and learn through the Puppet Stories, Mondays, 5:30 p.m.
Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace. An online night bazaar streams Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. Yo Law is for us to understand that law is fun and cool too streams every Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Watch and learn about money and more streams live from the Philippines and the US Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Philippine time and 5:30 a.m. California time. Two leaders in one platform, TNC The Talk, streams every Mondays at 12 noon. Discover and learn strategies on self-leadership to win in life through Win Within, streams every Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, Achieve, Nurture, and Inspire. Tag your kids along and watch the Danny Art Show, streams every Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Global issues, common interests, learn together across borders. Foreign Affairs streams on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Because health is wealth, Healthline on Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. More upcoming shows such as Awesome Day, Women at Work, Cybernext, Tech U, and GGNO or Good Girls Night Out. Catch also our TNC original shows such as One Day, an inspiring 30-minute storytelling. It alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd, and Apple. So this is the show where we talk to you, our valued audience, about our shows on TNC. So more upcoming TNC shows that will truly inspire you. Please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you see the new you.
All right. And if you enjoy watching us, please follow after_shift on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, that's after_shift. All right, let's bring back Marty. Hello again, Marty.
Hi.
Okay. So, Marty, we talked about painting, no, before we went on break. What else do you do after shift? Anything else that you do?
I'm always on social media. I'm pretty sure you both know that. What else? That's basically it, you know. Well, I try to cook. Paulo bought me an oven, so I try to bake now. Although it's not always perfect, I try. And so they kind of like, let's say if I find, like, let's say I started making baked spaghetti, right? And it was really good the first time. Same with lasagna. And so if I find it really good, I have a habit of making it all the time, to the point that they're actually sick and tired of it already. And so I pause and then I try to make something else. So I tried to make banana bread. And so I kept making it. And so now they're sick of that too. I made shepherd's pie. And now they're sick of that too. And so I have to think of something else to bake.
If I may ask, Marty, who's your inspiration behind the cooking or the baking in particular? Is it just you, or did you get it from your mom, your dad, or your Lola?
It's actually no choice, no choice, because like my mom won't be able to cook for us all the time. Paulo can't cook for us. He does sometimes, and when he does, it's really good. But as a mom, it's my responsibility to make sure my family is able to eat, and I don't want to always order food. So I go online and I try to look for whatever I can cook or I can bake. Or let's say if I taste something that someone makes that's really good, I try to copy it. But no like inspiration in particular. It's more of no choice. You're a mom. You got to go and cook.
You have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marty, how about let's think of this situation.
Okay.
What if tonight you go to a karaoke and you sing a Filipino song? What song would that be?
Torete.
Wow.
Oy! Moonstar 88.
Yes, I feel like whenever I sing that, I feel like I'm in tune. Like I have a nice voice. Even if that's not the case, I feel like it is when I sing that song. It's a staple for me to sing that in a karaoke bar.
How about a sample, Marty, for us tonight?
Oh my God, Tricia. You might get a migraine. It might start raining.
Is that your favorite song? That's why you sing that the karaoke?
Well, not really. I like it. It just makes me feel like I have a nice voice when I sing it. But that's not like my super favorite Tagalog song. I think my super favorite Tagalog song is Eraserhead songs. River Maya.
Of course. River Maya, yeah, E-heads, of course.
Yes. Represent.
Right.
All right.
Sorry to I'm just trying to imagine, or at least hear in my head, how Marty would sing a Tagalog song or a Filipino.
Chino, you can scroll down my Instagram and my past posts.
Okay.
I have posts when I'm singing Torete there.
Okay, I'll definitely scan that and look at that. Oh, cool. And by the way, I like your handle on Instagram, Marty McFly.
Yes.
It's a cool handle. Yeah, Marty McFly. Back to the Future. Diba?
Right.
Cool.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
What do you call this? Another question that I have is, have you ever when was the last time that you spoke in Tagalog ng diretso?
Oh, that's like every day. Like I think earlier.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, kasi I've never heard you speak in Tagalog or in Filipino. That's why I'm curious about. Or that's
Do
why
you want to hear?
Go for it. Yeah, we want to hear it.
Okay, but you gotta ask me a question, then I'll answer in Tagalog.
Okay. Tricia, go, Dri. Tanong mo na si Marty para we can hear the Tagalog.
Marty, paano kayo nagkakilala ni Paolo?
There.
Okay, dati trainer ko siya sa pinakauna kong trabaho.
Tapos?
Tapos,
I'm so
I know,
amazed.
tapos feeling ko may crush siya sa akin. And then that time, meron akong boyfriend. So, brini ko si boyfriend kasi feeling ko si trainer ko may crush sa akin.
Whoa, Paolo, solid.
Yes. And tama ako. Meron nga.
Ang galing.
Thought that you can speak English tuloy, Tagalog that
Tagalog.
fluently. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
I have goals. I have goals not only to speak fluent in English, but also in Tagalog. I used to suck in speaking in Tagalog.
Mhm.
But then, like I said, I'm a Filipina. I should know the language by heart.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning, speaking, understanding it. I mean,
Right.
it's part of the entire
And
thing.
you know what? If people think they seem smarter by speaking in English, how much more smarter would you feel, and how much more confident would you feel if you could speak more than one language fluently?
Correct.
And
That's
again,
true.
I just want to go back really quickly to that idea na we are Filipinos. I want to emphasize that. Calling out, all Filipinos out there, okay? You should be proud. We should all be proud that we have a Tagalog language or a Filipino language, and we should be experts of it. We shouldn't be an expert of a different language kasi nga Filipino tayo Pinoy tayo
Right.
And I kind of feel you on that one, Marty, in a sense na ako din, I kind of suck in Tagalog too, in a way. I wanna be an expert also in Tagalog. Syempre, alam natin yung mga basic stuff, di ba?
Right.
Pero
Yes.
yung the ones that you learn in school, for example, yun na yung yung mga deep Tagalog. And actually, when you were talking in Tagalog, Marty,
Yeah.
I was actually I was waiting for a deep Tagalog word But
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
yun na nga eh. And obviously it didn't happen because we're still I would say learning, diba? We're still learning Filipino and Tagalog in particular. So
But I do know one. I know one. Kind of deep.
Go.
Dinggin mo ko.
Dinggin mo ko. Ano nga ba
Right,
yung dinggin mo ko?
Tricia?
Yes,
Dinggin
dinggin
mo.
mo.
Oh, that's deep.
Pakinggan.
Yeah, dinggin mo ko.
Yes.
Pakinggan mo ko. Yeah, tama ka. That's deep.
Yeah.
Dinggin mo ko. Iniisip ko pa talaga siya. Dinggin mo ko. Yeah. Pakinggan. That's right.
Right.
I also learned the Tagalog, a very deep Tagalog word here because I'm in Bulacan currently. My wife's family is here in Bulacan. So medyo deep Tagalog, Tagalog nation dito sa part ng Philippines, no? Malolos, Bulacan. I learned about this word, and this is the first one that I learned. Malaan. Are you guys familiar with that word? Malaan.
No.
Malaan. So when I heard about it, I was like, whoa, ano yung malaan? And malaan means malalaman.
Oh.
That's the deep Tagalog word of malalaman. Malaan or malalaan. Malalaman natin. Something like that. Malaan.
Dinggin mo ko para malaan mo.
Ayun.
There you go. Hear me out so that you can know. So that you can understand. Yeah. That's awesome, Marty. Wait lang, merong comment dito. Pat Johnson says, Marty, do a Tagalog tongue twister. Can you do a Tagalog tongue twister, Marty? Do you know a Tagalog tongue twister?
I don't know a Tagalog tongue twister. I can Google one right now and we can try if you guys want.
Can you try? Please, sige na, one lang.
Okay, let's look.
Yay!
Tagalog,
Thank you for indulging us, Marty.
Yeah, tongue twister. Okay, let's look. Oh my gosh, here. I think I've tried this before. Minikaniko ni Monaco ang makina ng makina ni Monica. Is that right?
Yes, but you need to do it a little bit faster.
Okay. Minikaniko ni Monaco ang makina ng makina ni Monica. Minikaniko ni Monaco ang makina ng Monica. Minikaniko ni Monaco ang makina ni Monica ni Monica. I don't think I was that bad.
Yeah. It was actually pretty good.
Pretty
Galing.
good. Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for indulging us, Marty. I mean, again, it's not very often that we get to talk to someone like you. And you see, sabi ni Pat Johnson, amazing with 3 hearts. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, all right. With all of these being said, okay, Marty, and again, bitin ako sa 1 hour to be honest, but I have to ask you this one final question.
Okay.
What advice can you give our viewers on how they can improve the way they communicate in English?
Okay, well, first off, it's 2020. There is so much you could do technology-wise, online. There's so many available tools for you guys to use, to utilize in trying to learn and be really good with the English language. Watch videos, watch movies, watch CNN, and just observe and practice. Read a lot and read out loud. I used to talk to myself a lot in the mirror, and I think that contributed to me being able to speak well, and for me to be able to speak well in front of an audience. So yeah, don't be scared. Have confidence. I guess that's it. Just practice, read a lot, talk a lot, and talk out loud a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I agree.
Talk to people. Talk to people. Who speak,
yes.
Right. Who speak the
Practice
language.
it.
Right.
One of the
this
things
is why.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is why some kids are really good in English, because they watch YouTube all the time, all day long.
Right.
And so, I used to have an office mate who spoke really good English. And whenever we talk about it, he'd say, I didn't come from a exclusive school. I didn't come from a private school. I come from a public school. But I speak so well, and I'm a trainer now because when he was a kid, all he did was watch Sesame Street. And so that helped him. And so I would just say, go watch all you want, talk to people, and, get used to the language.
Right.
Yeah. One of the things that you've mentioned that I kind of remembered me doing too was like I look in front of the mirror and I would look as to how my mouth would move, like how my jaw would move, the teeth, the tongue, and all that. And at the same time, I also record myself. So I listen also to myself. I record it and listen and see if there is any slips or if there is any mispronounced words, and then I repeat it again until such time that you get it, diba? So it's a matter of practice. But the best takeaway from what you just said, Marty, is to practice it. If you're not gonna talk in English, for example, if you're not going to practice the language, you're not gonna be an expert. You're not gonna acquire the skill. So if let's say tayo medyo comfortable in speaking the language, it was because we practiced it. Practice makes perfect, and that's really the best advice that we can provide to everybody right now. Don't be scared and to just continue practicing the language. What about you, Tricia?
I think another thing we can add, is that if there's a will, there's a way. You want to speak the language, you want to be good at it, you want to be frequent in speaking the language, there's a way. If you don't want to, there's many excuses. And so it's 2020. There is, again, so many things you guys can utilize from your phone, from your laptop, from whatever device you have. There's so many things that can help you guys. And so utilize it. If you want it, there's a way. If there's a will, there's a way. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Right. I would agree with that. No. And this is kind of ironic because we started learning the English language when we were in preschool up until university, right? So
College,
or college. And medyo kasi the way that it was taught to us is more of theoretical. We can identify what's a noun, we can identify what's articles, but and I would agree with what Marty said. No, you practice it because and what Chino said. No, you really need to practice it because when you speak it and when you think about it, kasi minsan what we do is, especially when I was starting in the call center industry, when I want to say something in English, I think about it in Filipino, but you should be thinking about it in English, and that's when it becomes natural to you. And totoo, no, you need to also listen to yourself as how you speak,
Mm-hmm.
so that you would know if you're pronouncing the words correctly, and look at yourself in the mirror, and see if you're opening your mouth properly so you can pronounce the words properly. Yeah.
All right. Marty, again, like I said earlier, bitin yung 1 hour. I can't believe it's already 1 hour just like that.
Mhm.
And I really, really appreciate you stopping
Yeah.
by and being a part of our show. Really, really appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, especially who is going to view pa, no, this video or this episode, will be learning a lot more from you as well. So thank you for sharing your life with us. Thank you
Well,
for
thank you so
sharing.
much for having me. So thank you, Tricia. Thank you, Chino. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Marty.
All right. So bye, Marty, and
Good
again,
night.
thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Good
Thank
night. Good
you.
night to you. Wow. Okay na, Trisha. Nose bleed pa ba o hindi na?
Kaya nga ako punas ng tissue eh.
Pero that was sorry, really
Very
quickly, that was
insightful.
really insightful. Especially coming from someone who is parang who talks or speaks in English naturally, no? Kasi
Right.
kahit na sinabi ni Marty earlier that she's a Filipina, she's still learning, the Filipino language. It really shows, you can really hear it from her voice, yung accent, that English talaga is really the primary language that she uses. And that's
Right.
the reason as to why, if kung siya mismo is able to actually is willing herself to learn Tagalog or Filipino, what more yung ibang tao, di ba? Na talagang Pinoy, yung Pinoy na Pinoy talaga. Kailangan, the more na mas expert pa yung mga totoong Pinoy na dito sa language na to. So I'm inspired, to be honest, with Marty and with what she's trying to do, especially in learning Filipino. So ako nga, hindi nga ako tumira sa States or hindi nga ako born in the US Tapos ako, hindi pa ako sa Tagalog masyado, di ba? Nakakaya. I feel bad about myself right now, to be honest. But at the same time, Tricia, I'm inspired para matuto pa lalo ng Tagalog. How about you?
Ako naman, siguro, eye-opener yung, na you need to be confident in speaking the language, or whatever language you wanted to learn. Like in this situation, siguro English. I think the way that I speak in English, there still are some opportunities, but I don't care. Kasi if
Yeah.
I keep on practicing it, and I can learn from it, and I can improve. Same goes with the Filipino language. There are still some stuff that I'm not familiar with. So I guess that's again a learning opportunity for me. And I guess in every episode naman, Chino, we learn a lot from our guests
Ang
naman.
galing.
So,
Very,
ang dami
very, tuwang-tuwa ako lagi sa mga guests natin here on After Shift kasi it's not just about the fun aspect of their lives. It's also about, obviously, yung what they're an expert on, yung career nila mismo. And then being able to have them share, a piece of those to us, to all of us, is really amazing. So we want to thank, all of the guests
correct.
who's been part of the After Shift show. Grabe, parang tapos ito na ba yung finale natin? Hindi. No, but this is the second to the last. We'll have our finale this coming Friday.
Right.
But yun nga, to all the guests that we've had, please accept our gratitude, our appreciation to all of you. 1 hour of your time has been very kumbaga, I would say number one, sulit. Number two, sobrang namin yan. Sobrang na-appreciate namin yan. Kasi nga, you're able to share a part of yourself to all of us, to all the viewers of After Shift. So,
Correct.
hi nako Tricia. So, season finale, this coming Friday. Anong
I
feeling
know.
mo? One last question na para sa'yo. Anong feeling?
Ano ba? Excited ako for our last episode for this season, kasi I think what we can do, no, after that, after all of this, is to try to regroup, think about how we
Yep.
can improve the show further, so that we can be of better service to our viewers. Taray, no, a better service.
Oo naman. and guys yung ano namin, yung link. Yep, yung link sa TNC of After Shift, the videos, the episodes, just if you missed it, keep on watching it or please watch it. And again, leave your comments. We would really appreciate, the stuff that that you guys will be imparting to us. Like what Tricia said, we want to make sure that we get to be much better hosts, to give you a much better show. And all we want is, more entertaining stuff for you guys. Okay? Gusto namin makarelate pa kayo, makarelate kami sa inyo. And that's what After Shift is all about. Right? So, Tricia, meron kang gusto i-share na di ba? Na quotation, tama ba? Before we end tonight.
From Miss Janine Tugonan.
Yeah, direct paki-flash naman really quickly on our screen. Yan.
So sabi niya, wait lang.
Hindi pa tayo Friday Boost Tricia, nakikita mo pa dapat.
Kaya nga Sabi niya, for me, being Miss Universe is not just about knowing how to speak a specific language. It's being able to influence and inspire other people as long as your heart wants to serve and you have a strong mind to show people, then you can be Miss Universe. Parang ganun din tayo, no, Chino? If not necessarily Miss Universe, but if we want to become better host, and to have better show, regardless kung what language we speak, diba? It's how we can influence other people.
Right.
To be
What's important is your intent. Importante, yung intention mo is maganda palagi. You don't step on other people.
Know your intention.
Yes. You don't step on other people. And at the end of the day, with all of the things that you have, if this is a gift for you, a skill, share it, And things will be a much better place, if we get to really communicate and we get to to really share, the things that we have, especially yung mga gifts natin. Okay? So, catch our finale episode this coming Friday, 8:30 p.m. That's September 25. So, we have an awesome special show for you this coming Friday, guys. Meron kaming i-introduce sa inyo.
Kung sino? Para naman, yung mga
naman natin sila. Sige. Ikaw na mag-ano sa atin.
Fans. from before. Taray, may fans talaga.
May shoutout for
of the podcast. I know nagtatanong sila lagi, nasan si ganito, nasan si ganyan. So, and OL will join us on Friday Booze Night this Friday at 8:30 p.m. So don't forget to bring your drinks.
For our season finale, bring your drinks, Friday Boost Night of After Shift. We are going to include June and Owell, the original parts of the After Shift piece or pieces, okay, or show rather. Okay, so exciting to have June and Owell on the show. We want to hear them for the first time. They've been behind the scenes throughout this whole After Shift stint so far. But for the first time, they're gonna be seen live on air this coming Friday. So abangan nyo yan, guys. Share your time with us. Again, isang oras lang naman ng kulitan na tawanan. And not for anything else. We want to end this season 1 here with TNC with a bang, of course. And that's with you guys, with the audience, with the viewers. So again, exciting, Tricia. Exciting stuff for this coming Friday.
All right. So catch us again on Friday, 8:30 p.m. on Friday Booze Night here on TNC. And please don't log out kasi susunod yung 4th project at 11 p.m.
Yes, stay tuned. Bob Kilapio is back. Season 2 of the 4th project, 11 p.m. Okay.
Right.
Thank you again to Armor On. Thank you, Armor On Philippines, for our shirts. Okay. Be armored. Talker signing out.
Signing out.
Bye, guys. Have a great night.